Hello and welcome, everybody. I am Joni at Wellness with Joni. I'm going to be talking about boundaries today and what they are, why we need them, why they're important, and how to create boundaries. And a little background for those of you that don't know me. One, my videos are not meant to be therapeutic or replace therapy. If you need help, reach out for a trained professional. My videos are meant for education, inspiration, encouragement, and some strategies. My background, I have a background in psychology, a master's degree in psychology, and my bachelor's degree, graduate degree was also in psychology. I have a passion for helping people find their way forward and create better for their life. And I own and operate to Wellness with Joni coaching for your mental performance coach. And so today, as promised, one more thing. I was so encouraged and um, just really absorbing how powerful the mind is. And it's so exciting to learn that there are ways to grow more neurons. That's our coping abilities and stronger mental wellness. I continued education many years ago on rewiring the anxious brain, and I was fascinated. There were tools and strategies in there that I already knew that I'd been using with clients and more of a wealth of information. So that's a little background on me. Today is about boundaries. So, boundaries are the way I like to put it, it's like your fence around your own life. So, your mental wellness, your physical wellness, your finances, your time, your energy, your relationships. And I had this lovely conversation today. I went to treat myself to a little iced coffee and ran into one of the ladies that she hadn't seen me for quite a while. And she's like, "Oh my goodness, how are you doing? It's so good to see you. What have you been up to?" And I was sharing a little bit, and then she said, Joni, I heard this quote that really resonated with me. And it was like, "Are you treating yourself like your own best friend?" And I said, "Oh my goodness, that's one amongst many things I love to teach people: self awareness, being kind to yourself, treat yourself like like you would treat your own best friend." And so that goes with boundaries. How many of us, self included, that are people pleasers and kind and compassionate? Those are good things. I teach people all the time. You can keep your kindness, and we should. The world needs more kindness. But learn also to have bold boundaries around your life. Learn to be aware of what's okay and not okay for you. Just because something's okay for you, it may not be for somebody else. And a healthier person, nobody's perfect, but a healthier person is going to maybe not understand your boundaries, maybe they won't like them, but they will respect them. If they don't, that's your clue to like, I need to be firmer with the boundaries. Also, not pick up feeling like you have to, like, oh, let me make everything okay for this person to understand my boundaries. It's okay and healthy to be able to have conversations without letting somebody try to sway you any different from how what your boundaries are. I say taking into consideration what somebody's saying, absolutely, because we all have blind spots too, and it can help us learn and grow. But learning to know yourself enough and being self assured, having your voice. You deserve to be seen and heard. And not everybody is going to like what you have to say, but don't let somebody dim your light. So I'm going to read a little bit about boundaries here. Oh my goodness, here I go. Get the glasses on. But I just wanted to, I have a little template that I wrote out, so I wanted to read a little bit about that. Boundaries are fundamental, yet often overlooked aspect of maintaining healthy relationships and your personal well being. They help you to define where, I like to say, differentiate yourself from others. So, where you begin and end and where they do. There's a fine line. In a healthy relationship, people have learned their boundaries. They also have learned or learn to communicate what they're wanting or needing. And in a healthy relationship, you have what I call is learn to have a secure attachment. So you're like, hey, no problem. Thank you for sharing that with me. How can I be supportive? Or if you're the one feeling like you need to bring something up and you share and you watch, are they open to listening? Are they validating your feelings? Those all can give you clues into a lot of things, but nonetheless, you get to choose what is okay and not okay for you for every aspect of your life. And it's really healthy and important. Growing up, many of us did not get to learn healthy boundaries. I grew up from the age where it's like children should be seen and not heard. And that, along with what I've shared a little bit about my 3-year-old story and being bullied and shrinking down and afraid to speak up or use my voice for fear I'd be hurt. That was not healthy. Thankfully, I've written a new narrative in that, and uh, speaking now and writing and um, helping so many precious people because it was really important to me to help people. So boundaries are really limits we set to protect our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. They're really lines we draw to define how we want to be treated by others and how we want to treat ourselves. Boundaries can be physical, emotional, mental, or even digital. So, your boundaries around your social media, all that is really important too. And boundaries are important because, one, you become more self aware what's okay and not okay for me. It's really having self respect and self care for yourself and for other people. It, as I said, is important for healthy relationships, healthy friendships. It does, once you learn this, so many people like, I'm afraid to say no or to share how I really feel for fear of rejection or whatever. But when I watch people learn this and embrace it, they're like, wow, that felt better. Myself included, when I've learned, like, oh, I can speak my boundary. It doesn't have to be mean or rude, but I can have my boundaries and I can definitely respect other people's boundaries. So it reduces stress, it enhances communication. Setting boundaries promotes open and honest communication. When boundaries are clearly defined, it's easier to express needs and concerns without fear of crossing into others' territory or being misunderstood or feeling like you can't say what's important to you. Not everybody's going to listen, not everybody's going to respect that. That's okay. Be your own best friend. Protect your mental, physical wellness. The right people will respect your boundaries, even if they don't understand them or don't agree with them, because maybe theirs are different, but there'll be a difference. You'll see that, wow, they're not trying to argue with you or anything, they are respecting. It's also important to because it fosters personal growth. So now, how do you create boundaries? And this is something that I love to teach people too. So you identify your needs. So really, like, what is it that I want, need, like, don't like, and like my message a while back of, where did I get this message? Who told me that? Do I really agree with that, or do I want to um, look at it different or create something different? Really important. You communicate clearly once you've identified your boundaries. Communicate them clearly and assertively to use I statements to express your needs without placing blame on somebody else. For example, I need some quiet time after work to unwind. So you're not blaming other people, you're speaking to what you need. Be consistent in your boundaries. Practice self awareness regularly. I like to say this: have a check in with yourself and to assess whether your boundaries are being respected or not. Do you want to change them around? Are you being true to what you need and recognizing that? Learn to say no. This is a huge one. And oh my goodness, did I struggle with this growing up and even um, up until a handful of years ago, really. Learning to say no is an essential, some things I could say no to, of course, essential part of boundary setting. It's important to remember that saying no is a way of respecting your own limits and should never be seen as rejection of others. Seek support if needed. There's support groups, there's counselors, there's coaches, some of your friends or family members that have learned boundaries. And then learning to just embrace and enjoy who you are, embrace and enjoy recognizing your boundaries and the value that they bring, integrating into your daily life. And really, just to summarize, boundaries are vital for your personal well being, your healthy interactions, and by understanding what they are, you can create them better and stronger. And just think about, like, are you treating yourself like you would your own best friend? And if not, learn to give that to yourself. You were made for so much more. And until next time, and always, much love and blessings, Joni.